welcome to our presentation, and this is our team, and let's see how we build our game.
Hello, I'm Dan and Todd. Today I will walk you through the development of our main menu scene in Unity, designed to captivate player right from the start. Our main menu consists of full game, and it is an interface of the intro of the games. The main menu features a striking puppet pixel art background with cloud accent, creating a retro yet inviting atmosphere. It showcases full game options: Snake, Escape Room 1, Escape Room 2, and Random, each accompanied by thumbnail image reflecting its unique gameplay. These elements are organized within a canvas, ensuring that UI scale appropriately across different screen sizes. The scenes also include a main camera and directional light for proper rendering. The backbone of this is Menu Manager script attached to the Menu Manager game object. This script is responsible for handling pattern iteration, such as loading the corresponding scene when a game option is selected. In the hierarchy, you will see a structure setup with a canvas, button escape room 1, button escape room 2, button snake, button endless random, and test TMB object for labeling. The menu manager coordinates these elements using Unity event system to trigger scene transition and maintain a smooth user experience.
Hello, I'm Sumya Wanke. I'm presenting a fully functional 4-person escape room that I created using Unity. The objective for the player is to explore a locked room, solve a series of interconnected puzzles, and use the clues they find to unlock the final door. The entire project was built using Unity's built-in 3D objects and C# script to control all the game logic. First, I built the game wall. The entire room and all the interactive puzzle pieces were constructed from basic Unity shapes, which I scaled and positioned manually. I then applied simple color materials to create a more immersive environment. Next, I implemented a first-person controller. This was done by attaching the main camera to an invisible player object that handles movements. As a chef script, I wrote that first-person controller takes care of all the mouse and keyboard controls. The core of the game is how the player interacts with puzzles. To make this intuitive, I added a simple door to the UI as a crosshair. On the player aims at an object and left-clicks, my player script identifies what they are looking at by reading its special tag, a label like key or chess, to trigger the correct puzzle event. The brain of the game is the game manager script. It acts as the central controller for all puzzle logic, tracking the player's progress through the game state. It's connected to all the puzzle pieces in the inspector, allowing it to do things like open the door or display the keypad UI. So this is my completed escape room project.
So this is the escape room 2. Yeah, I am going to the key, and I found the key, and then I am going to the chest, and I right click on this, and 1337, and here in this painting, red, blue, green, yellow. So I will press this red, blue, green, yellow. So I will look around and found this, and I will the keypad has power on, and I will go to the keypad. 1337, enter. Hello, my name is Jadashi Lau. So now I'm gonna talk about how I build the runner game. For the ground, I use 3D project plane, and it is the mesh colliders. And for the left wall and right wall, I use 3D tubes and it is file collider. And for the player, I use player control scripts so that the player can go forward and move side to side and also jump. And in this player, there will be main camera because the camera will follow the player along the game. So for the obstacle, there will be I use its trigger check because when the player touch the obstacle, the game will be over. And in Canva there will be score test, game over panel, and win panel when the game finish, and the main menu button, so that the player can go back to the main menu. The coins are similar to the obstacles, and also I make sure the obstacle tags it on or the obstacle tags it on and the coin tags it on, so that the player can detect which are the obstacle and which are the coins. And for the main menu, I use similar techniques. Sync manager, I drag sync manager, game object, and which has the game sync manager script. So this will be the how I build the runner game. So first of all, I use a 3D object plane as a ground, and it makes sure it has the mesh collider. And for snake head, I use 3D cubes, and it has a pulse collider, and its trigger is not checked, and rigid body and its kinematic is not checked, and I don't check all these at all. And for the movement, I use snake controller script, and for the walls, I use 3D tubes and make sure it has the pulse collider, and also I make sure its trigger is checked. And for the obstacle snake, I use 3D tube again and make sure it has the pulse collider and its trigger and obstacle snake is make sure obstacle snake is tagged on. And food is similar to the obstacle snake. Make sure it has the spear collider because the shape is spear, and its trigger is checked, and making sure the food tag is on. In Canva, there will be score test, which will be increasing whenever the snake is eating food, and game over checks when the snake hits the wall or obstacle snakes or something like that. So and there will be main menu button, and in this I drag the sync manager game object, and which has game sync manager script. Last but not least, I use the body segment prefix, which has the text body, and I make this prefix so that the body segment increases whenever the snake eats the food. So that's all for beating the snake. So I'm going to talk about how I beat this escape room. The game logic is that the player has to go inside the room and find the right key, and it will be outside of the room. And for the ground, I use plane, and it has the mesh collider. And for the wall, I use tube, and it's a pulse collider. Its trigger is not checked, and I make difference by using colors. And for the player, it has the player movement for player movement script and player interaction script. And in the rigid body, its kinematic is check, and I freeze rotation all. And for the first key, the only difference between two keys is they teleport destination. One will be inside of the room and one will be outside of the room. And then for cubes, I use 3D tubes, and its trigger is checked because when we touch the round key or the round tubes, the player will be back on the beginning spot again. So that's why I use I attach game over tube to these tubes, and only the right one will teleport player to the outside of the room. So for the main menu, I use sync manager. I drag sync manager game object, and it has the game sync manager script on it. And this is how I build this escape room 1. So this is the beginning spot of the escape room. The door is yellow color, so I touch the key, and there will be many key here. And when I touch this, and I'll be at the beginning again, so I touch again, maybe purple this time. Now I'm at the final door outside of the escape room. For conclusion, we learned the solid foundations of different kinds of games, and it was an exciting experience for 3 of us. Thank you for your attention.